why is someone attracted? Oh, I don't mean attract them into your life. You're
Yeah.
not that
Oh, yeah. That's
powerful,
another. That's another.
right? Yeah, another for another day.
I
Right.
attracted them into my life. Yeah.
Yeah, I attract them into my life. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The other person just goes, no, you didn't. Stop thinking you got so much control over me.
Mm.
Right? Now, why do you find one person attractive and another one not? But you may find the other one attractive and you how? Why? What
Well,
is it?
in my brain, I've got a series of criteria that analyze the person and say, well, yeah, I like this, I don't like that, and it
Yeah,
comes up
well,
with a
yeah.
yes
Mention
or a
a few of
no.
the I likes. Mention a few of the likes and don't likes. Go on.
Oh
Now,
gosh,
why is it we might like someone? What might? Oh boy,
I'm gonna get into trouble here.
you're in trouble. What might we be looking at?
Okay, it could be their appearance. It could
Yeah,
be,
what about their appearance? That's the only thing you can see.
yeah, right. I might like a particular colored hair. I might like
Yes.
the color of their skin. Whatever.
Yeah. In other words, the size of their nose, their eyes, their ears, their things, all of that means things to your mind that you may not be aware of. Even how they're standing. Are they standing straight? Have they got a smile,
Mm,
right? Etc. Have they got a grin, frown, right? Even how they're dressing, right? There's so much you are assessing them by,
yeah,
right? So a person can walk into the room and your mind can conclude that this guy must be so worldly,
right.
must know so much, right? When the other guy, assesses that person and thinks, man, he's up himself.
Mm, sure. On the
You know
flip
what I mean?
side of that too.
What affront that is.
Yeah, right.
Okay? So in other words, you're doing the assessment.
Mm. And you might make that assessment and then get to know them a little bit better and realize, and then assess them through a completely different criteria and realize, oh, maybe that person wasn't exactly as I thought they were.
Oh,
Yeah.
nah, never happens. Never happens. Nah,
People
never,
don't
yeah.
change.
Nah. Yeah, so out of it, right? Yeah, it's exactly right. So in reference to the present side, now there was another little thing you gave a hint on. You gave this other one about energy, and
Yeah, I
yeah, yeah,
wanted
and
to go
admit the
there.
end, right? Okay, yes, that does exist out there. True intuition exists.
Mm. I was hoping
Some
you
of the
could
stuff
talk
people,
about it a bit.
some of the stuff, yeah, some of the stuff people call true intuition isn't intuition at all.
Hmm.
Or some of the stuff people call intuition intuition. See, what's going on is in our brain, yes, we have conscious mind and subconscious mind. We can have a hell of a lot of stuff in our subconscious mind knocking on the door of our conscious mind, but we're just not getting it. And suddenly, oh, we got it. Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like for example, you're walking down a road, you're out in this country, and you're walking down a road, and you're trying to get to these people that you've spoken to, some cousins, haven't seen them before, and you get to this road, and it's a fork in the road. And you look up, there's a hill. Look down there, it's a valley. And man, I'm getting this, I'm getting this. Go right, go up the hill. I don't know what, but
Mm.
right, okay,
Greg, you just need to
and
follow your heart.
yeah. Well, my heart, follow my heart. My heart's going that way. My feet are going this way. How do you separate them? I think it's going to go with it.
Yeah.
Now, yeah. So what's going on is no. In the brain, you've forgotten that they sent you a postcard, right?
Mm.
And in the postcard, right, there was a goat, right, and some rocks. There's a hill, but you can't remember that.
Hmm.
Okay. Or when you're talking on the phone one time, they're going, geez, up here on the hill's really chilly, you know? You can't remember that.
Hmm.
Right? So you got all these things going on, and about another one, right? You're just over there in the country where there's lots of hills, and you're saying, "Geez, if I ever get over there, I can't wait to get up on the hills and see something." And you got all this. So what's going on is you got all this stuff going on in the subconscious, knocking on the door, saying, "Hey, go right, go that way," but you can't remember all that.
Hmm.
Some people take that as being intuition.
Okay. They've got this
It's
feeling, but
not.
they
It's a whole
can't
lot of belief
pinpoint
system.
why.
Yeah. It's not intuition. It's a whole lot of belief systems behind the scenes in your subconscious mind. Not, oh, suddenly you might go, oh, I can remember the postcard now. Ah, yeah,
Mm.
that's why I go, right?
Sure.
But some people don't get
Is
that through. All
that
right.
deja vu, or is that something
No,
different?
what? Oh, come on, guys. Will you tell
Sorry.
him what deja vu is? Deja vu is different. It means this happened before.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm just wondering if
This
it
has
works
happened
by the
before.
same
Here before.
system, possibly.
Oh, yes. Now I know what you mean. I take that back. Right. Yes. What will be happening is in deja vu, though, things that are happening in that moment that you're seeing take place. There'll be a whole lot of things happening. You can have a memory of a whole lot of things happening where there weren't that many things happening. Right? Meaning all the things that are happening now weren't happening then, but you can remember one or two things that have come together, and it can make your mind think that this is like that.
Okay.
Because there are a couple of things in there.
Yeah, sure.
Right? You got this idea it happened before. It hadn't happened before because no event can ever happen before.
Gotcha.
No, how can that happen? How can it be that no event can ever have happened before?
What do you mean? The concept of time, or?
Yeah. What's time?
Well, time is a measurement of experiences.
Activity.
Yeah, activity.
Yeah. And what happens with activity?
It's continuously,
Change. Right? Time is the number of reactions happening. So if there's actions happening,
activity,
it's change.
Change.
Right? So it can never be the same event ever again if you take everything into account of what's happening in the event.
I see what you're saying.
Right? Because that which is existing now, right, could never have been before, and what had happened before could never be now. If you take everything into account that you're literally saying. Okay? So interesting when you understand time. Now, but yeah, the deja vu part, what's really happening is certain things your mind's remembering, and it's got a correlation with things that are happening there.
And it triggers
but
that.
Not it. Yeah, but not everything. Just a couple of things.
Okay.
Right? So that's what sort of deja vu is. But people can read the future too. Man, he's getting confusing. We'll look at that in a second.
That's a really good point,
Yeah, great point. But anyway, let's have a look at true intuition. How come you can read people, they can be anywhere on the planet, you can still read them? Man, isn't that awesome?
True.
Give me an example of a way of reading anyone else on the planet. I used to do it.
A clairvoyant? Or
I'm very good.
Is that different?
Yeah, but very good, very good. That's one way.
Yeah.
Another way.
Pendulum.
Yeah, that's the one. Well done. Used to do that. Used to do it.
Yeah, I do remember you saying something about that. Yeah.
Yeah, used to do it. Couldn't do it in the start. Wasn't very fit in that. Right. I was one day learning this many years ago. Gosh, learning to use a particular machine, electronic machine, which you did on the finger point and did on the acupuncture things. A few of them work different ways. Right. I was using the one whereby it didn't do what we were taught it was doing, right? What would happen is how hard you pushed on the finger acupuncture point, right, was governed by your wrist action.
Oh, okay.
Right, and we were taught, no, you're actually pushing it the same amount, but the item you're putting into the machine you're testing a person for, it was having the effect, and you were reading that when it wasn't. What was going on is your mind was tuning into the person. How does it do that? I'll show you. Yeah. And right, your mind was basically saying that substance that you're putting in the machine and testing them for is relevant to that person. The mind was connecting it and doing that, and you trained your wrist to act a little bit different, just tiny, and it made the meter go differently, right? I eventually worked that out one day. You know how I worked it out? Did a whole test on someone, had readings, turned around, and the wire from the machine to the sample box was disconnected.
Oh, really? Right.
Yeah, so I said to the client, the client went, how? I don't know. Eventually worked it out. What was going on, right, was it wasn't working that way. What was going on was how hard I was pushing on this, and I was tuning in. What do you mean tuning in? Tuning into what?
Yeah.
How do you tune in? What are you tuning into?
This is you should definitely clarify this. Well, it's not the silence and the source of whatever. You're tuning into their energy frequency. Yeah,
you're tuning into that which they're made of. Meaning, physical, yes, made of chemistry. Right, chemistry made of atoms and things like that. And they're made of energy.
Yeah.
Right. You know, some people say that's why they don't exist. They go, see this table?
Yeah.
They go, no reality.
I was just
and
thinking
this table's made of wood. Yeah. And wood's made of chemistry. Yeah. And wood and energy, chemistry made of energy fields. Yes. And they go, that's why it's not existing. I go, no, pal, that's why it does exist.
Yeah. That's what makes it up.
Yeah.
Just because they're smaller parts doesn't mean they're not connected and creating something.
No, yeah, no. What I'm saying is they're actually saying that means it doesn't exist. It's only energy, and I'm going, no, pal. That's how it exists. The
Yeah.
energy makes up the chemistry. The chemistry makes up the wood. That's why it's there. If you don't think it doesn't, I'm going to slam your head into it. And we're going to see if you got a bruise.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Sure.
Back to it. What's going on is the physical aspect, right, is emitting an energy field, and our brain, right, being made of neurons and things like that, can actually read that. We have faculties that do that. Right. So we do have that intuition whereby you can literally tune into anyone on the planet and your brain can assess the energy field into what it means. Now, some people do it differently. Some people get a picture in their head. Right? Tell you a great story about that in a sec. Some people get a picture in their head. Other people don't get a picture. They hear voices and they get it that way, right? So there's different ways, senses that you use to literally assess that energy field. And some people are very fit in that. And they can tell you the whole story. Others, they just get a bit of it. And they go, well, I'm sort of picking up on this. Does it mean anything to you, right? Doesn't mean they're not doing it. It just means that's all they can pick out of it, right?
Yeah.
But yes, we can do that. But, what role does that serve? Does that serve the role of making sure you don't get off your correct path of events? Is it supposed to guide you?
That's right. That's right. And could things go different ways in life? Like if you go to see a clairvoyant, is it so you can get a tip about which way you're going to take it?
Yeah. You know what's really funny? Watch this. Right? Some people do. They go to a clairvoyant because they're worried about the past. Oh, sorry, the future. And they don't want the future to go wrong. So they're going to go and see a clairvoyant who's going to read the future. And many do. But they're going to read the future. I mean, I didn't mean to cough about it, but they do read the future. Right. And you're going to a clairvoyant to get the future read so that you can find out whether you, so you can find out, are you going to go down a right or wrong path? There's a contradiction in that. What do you think the contradiction is?
Well, one's not looking at the cause and effect that's going on in life. And then again...
No, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. You're probably right, but I'm not going to let you go through with it. I want you to do it another way. What's the contradiction?
Repeat again.
What's the contradiction in the idea of, I'm worried about the future, I'm worried about I can go down the wrong path, so what I'm going to do, of events, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and see a clairvoyant who can tell the future, right, so I can put that at ease, put my mind at ease. Well, I need to know what the future's going to be. I need to know what the future's going to be so I don't go down the wrong path, so I know I'm not going down the wrong path.
Well, you can't go down the wrong path.
Yeah,
whatever happens, you're going to be growing through the process.
No, not doing it. No, not doing it. Going to see a clairvoyant, right? Because I'm worried about going down the wrong path, right? So I'm going to go and see a clairvoyant who's going to read the future. Can you see a contradiction in that?
Okay. Well, the idea of a clairvoyant being able to see the future, but they're saying that it could go two different ways. Yeah,
that's the contradiction. You see, if the clairvoyant's reading the future, the clairvoyant's reading the future. Right?
Yeah.
If the clairvoyant's reading the future and the clairvoyant at the end of it says, oh, but it could go another way, demand your money back.
Yeah, well, some people would believe that, though. They'd say the future is not set.
Yeah, that's right. But they're reading it. They're reading the future.
Yeah.
Right? Now, what's behind all that? Where's the confusion? What's at the seat of that? Where's the confusion?
Yeah.
The concept of?
Free will.
Yeah, that's what's behind it. Because everyone says you've got free will. Could have gone a different way. They're overlooking everything that plays a role in how it comes to go that way. They're overlooking that.
Yeah, that's where I was going with the whole cause and effect thing.
Yeah. Now, so with it, if you're worried about your future going down the wrong path, that it could go down a right or wrong path, and so you're going to go and see the clairvoyant who's going to read the future, you're contradicting yourself. Because the whole purpose of going to see a clairvoyant who reads the future is to see which way the future is going to go. And that whole concept means that's the way it's going to go. So in other words, it couldn't go the other way.
Yeah.
So in other words, you already got your answer.
Yeah.
Save your money. Your future can only unfold the way it's going to go because of everything that plays a role in how it comes to unfold that way. And that also includes everything that plays a role in the decisions you make and all the decisions that other people make and the weather and everything and all.
So if you're gonna pay a clairvoyant, you can expect maybe an accurate account of the future, but don't expect that you can change the direction of which way your life's going to go and that sort of thing.
I'll back that up a little bit. You can't expect that you are going to get one that reads the future, right?
Sure.
But you probably get the ones that are going to try, and yes, some can. Okay, you want to know something really funny?
Yeah.
Okay. This is ending up one of these long discussions again, but anyway, this is funny, right? Going back over in WA quite a number of years ago, one of the pro courses I was running, we went out to the Mind, Body, Spirit Festival after we'd finished the course, right? It was really good. And we're there, and there's a whole group of spiritual drawers there. Awesome. And one of the guys is there, and he goes, should I go over there and have my spiritual drawing done? And I said, yeah, awesome. Why not?
Yeah.
Go and have your spiritual drawing done. Right, he goes, all right. So off he goes. And he goes down and he sits down there, and the lady takes a look at him and goes, he goes, He goes, and he goes, what? She looks around. She goes, I don't think I'd say it. He goes, no, tell me. She goes, sure? She goes, yeah. All I see is a big penis.
What?
That's what she said. She said, all I see is a big penis.
Right. Explain.
Right? At the moment, so far that's all she sees. And he goes, well, do it.
Progress,
anyway,
draw.
he came back over, right? He's got this, well, it's obviously going to take a big piece of paper, isn't it? He came over with a big piece of paper, right? And she put more down there, and there's a big penis, right? But behind it was this big round dome with windows and people walking into it. Now, I know your mind can run amok with that one. But anyway, right? What it was, he brought it back and he put it there, and everyone's looking at him. What does that mean? And they're laughing. I said, no, come on. I said, see, we'd just done a whole course on mind-body connection. We'd done the psychological triggers to about 100 health conditions. So we showed how it all works. So I said, okay, well, what does the penis relate to? And they went, oh, that's right. The penis and vagina, they both relate to, in life, the subject of pleasures, the ability to have pleasures. Okay? The penis and the vagina relate to that realm, the ability to have pleasures. And then I said to him, right, well, what do you think you've heard him say for the last 6 months or so? What has he been saying? And they all went, oh, that's right. All he's been saying is his greatest pleasure in life is to set up a health retreat where everyone will come along.
Oh,
that's
right.
what that lady picked up on. She picked up on, right, the topic of that he was all about. His greatest pleasure was to be able to set up a clinic where everyone came along to learn their lessons. But she just got that data, and she forms pictures. So what did it form? It formed the picture of a penis with a thing behind. Yeah. And I just turned around and said, she's not bullshitting. She is doing what she claims to do.
That's amazing. I didn't know where that was going to go for a second there. But...
Yeah. So one of the girls went over. Guess what? No. So yeah, isn't that amazing?
Yeah, there you go.
And it's awesome. Now, so that would, well, how do we get onto that?
We're talking about clairvoyance and intuition. So
intuition. That's right. Yeah. So with it, right, there is true intuition, and true intuition is the mind has the faculties that allow our mind to read data coming in. And yeah, the pendulum. Now back to that one where I said that I was doing it years ago. I had the machine and I was doing it right. What I was doing was allergy testing and all that type of thing. Okay, so when I realized, okay, that's how it's working, I got rid of it. And I got a pendulum. And what I did was I said, right, well, I know how it works now. Right, so what I did was I wrote a yes and no on a paper. And then I went like that. I did this for a few days. I got, not consistently, right? Got a pendulum, and I'd turn it right, and then over yes, and over no, I'd turn it left, right? And I did that for a while. And then I wrote yes, no over the page, and over yes, I'd turn it to the right, and over no, I'd do it. What I was doing was training my mind, right, to run my wrist in that direction when an answer was yes, it's relevant, right? And the other way when it was no. Then what I did was I got out my remedies and with all their names over it, and I thought about a client, one of my clients, and I know what remedy that client needs. But I thought about the client. Now I couldn't see whether the names of the remedies are all turned upside down, and I went over them. I'm going, no, 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 whoa, oh, took it out. That was his.
No way.
Put it back in, shuffled the ball up, went through again. Whoa, yep, that was it. So what I did was I got into doing a lot of testing like that on clients. Clients would come along and they'd leave. I'd take a picture, right? New clients, they'd go away. I'd sit down, I'd think about them, look at the picture, right? And go through and I'd pick it out. And when they come back, I'd tell them a story via the medication they needed. Okay, you can get that wrong too.
Sure. And
I came good at it. I was good at it, but you can get it wrong. So eventually I decided, no, I wanted more. It taught me a lot, taught me things, right? So then I went on to further equipment that wasn't done through intuition sources. And that taught me a massive amount also in the mind-body stuff and how it all, added to it and things. It was very, very good. So there is true intuition. It is not heart versus head. Right? The brain is not there to get in the way of our development. It is the organ that works and allows us to connect data together and have understanding. Spiritual development is not interfered with by anything. Man, maybe one day we'll stop hating our physical body and existence.
Yeah. I do remember you talking to Greg about, what we are affecting. Sorry, I can't remember exactly how you worded it. It was to do with different systems outside of, human existence and what it was all sort of adding up into. I think that sort of ties into the whole spirituality topic today. Would you be able to define that a little bit for me?
No. Correct path, define, choose. Okay, now what was that?
So,
so sorry. Go ahead. I just had something off mine I had to write down.
No, that's fine. It's fine. I remember when listening to you talk, you spoke about, the role that our development in wisdom was playing in other systems. I think that ties in nicely to the whole spiritual
No, very, very,
topic.
very, very good. I can be completely wrong with this.
Yeah, I know it's a theory, but I think it's interesting.
Guess?
Yeah.
Educated guess. Damn, mind's involved. Not a good thing, they say. Okay.
Yeah.
People go, what is the purpose of learning wisdom? Right? What is the purpose of learning wisdom? I turn around and go, what does the word purpose mean? You've got to understand what the word, they're going to drop the word purpose. You've got to understand what the word purpose means, don't we?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. We're going on a big subject now. Big one. Before we do, there's something that's playing on my mind. I'm going to say it first.
Yeah, please.
Right. Back to the clairvoyancy part. Right. Right. Say you get a reading, a bit of an idea, and you go, okay, you're at that path, that fork in the road, and you get this a real intuition, right? That they're up on the hill. True intuition, they're up on the hill, right? You could go in the valley, you go up on the hill.
Yeah.
Right. Now, many people say that intuition is supposed to guide us. Make us take the wrong path, take the right path in events.
Yeah.
Okay? So they go, if you use your mind, you're going to go the wrong way because it's subjective. But your intuition, tune into that, it'll tell you everything, right? And you'll go down the right path. Rubbish.
Yeah.
Why do I know it's rubbish? Why do I know it's rubbish?
Well, you understand that cause and effect is in action.
Yeah, that's the one
you're
going to say.
Yeah,
that's right. You're going to say that it couldn't unfold any other way. It's going to go that way. That's true. 100% spot on, but go for one component in that. In that process, there's one thing. But you're right. It can only unfold the way it's going to unfold due to everything that ever plays a role in unfolding that way. To think different, you have to overlook something. Okay, right. Very good. But what's one thing in that process? Of that event I just gave, when you're there and you get this intuitive, no, go right. Okay. What's something that happens then?
I don't know, Greg. Help me out here.
Okay, what governs which decision you make?
Yeah, well, your beliefs.
Yeah, we're back to the beliefs again.
Yeah.
Because what happens if you don't believe in intuition? Even though you just got intuition, you just got this thing, and you're, oh, I'm freaking out here, right? What happens if you don't believe that you should follow it?
Well, you won't.
That's right. So in other words, beliefs override intuition.
Yes.
So you can literally, right, pick up an energy field and your brain gets a reading on it and it goes, hey, go right, go up there, right? Your actions, though, your legs, your feet, your arms, and all that are governed by your belief system.
Uh-huh.
Meaning neurons in the brain. So whether you follow it or not, governed by your beliefs.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And beliefs are governed by reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you're going to go by those reasons.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's not intuition versus beliefs. And the other thing too, when they go heart versus head, you know what they do? They assign warm and fuzzy things next to heart. Oh, these are your heart ones, right? Because they're warm and fuzzy, right? But these other things up here, nah, they're logical and they're not our warm and fuzzy ones. We don't think. So they're to do with your logic, they're to do with your brain.
Yeah, right.
Right? And love's got to do with heart. Love is actually an emotion triggered by a particular belief. They don't know that yet. I think we covered it like the other thing, didn't we? What love is?
I don't think we have covered love. I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah.
We'll have to do that too. But anyway, so what they do is they assign a whole lot of warm and fuzzy things next to heart.
Yeah.
But someone really blows it out of the water because they come and go and they go, you know what? I absolutely love to kill people.
Yeah, right.
Even to smell it.
Yeah, right. You did that really well, actually, Greg.
My eccentric self.
Yeah.
I found out a few weeks ago my eccentric self is my actual self. So anyway.
Yeah, true.
Anyway, very scary. Now, so they assign all this warm and fuzzy stuff next to heart, not understanding it's actually beliefs, and the beliefs are happening in the brain, right? And the heart's down there going, just leave me alone. All I do is friggin' pump blood.
Yes, I know.
Right? And there is, I think we did cover the topic in life that psychosomatically relates to love.
I'm not sure. I can't remember.
Okay, if we do, if we get a moment, we'll do it in a moment. But no, it's actually all happening in your head, guys.
Yeah, and when people say like, follow your heart, that's such a common one. Follow your heart.
Yeah, it's
follow your beliefs.
What's it called? It's called. There's a word for it. Can't think of it at the moment.
Follow your heart.
They don't mean. Originally, it wasn't meant to mean to take it literally.
Yeah.
Right. They didn't mean that the heart's got that. It was not even an analogy. It was something else.
When they say heart, they mean your core values. Really, that's what people mean.
And all that sort of stuff. Yeah, they don't mean your heart. They don't mean a disconnected thing. But it gets blown out of proportion like most religions do, and it ends up on some other friggin' road. Yeah, sure. Anyway,
Greg, are religious people more? What's the word? Do they usually have a higher level of development? Does spirituality, does that help?
No difference whatsoever. There's no difference between people that claim to be connected to
I know that's a big can of worms to open.
Anyway.
Yeah, but...
Okay. There's no difference between people who who state they're religious to people that don't. There's no difference. That's not where the difference is. Right? Because they both believe in free will.
Absolutely, every religion.
Yeah, well, many of them will, in order to make their religion sound correct, they'll go through it. They go, no, I can't see any of this there. No, they've got to justify that their religion's correct, so they start backing off and changing things, right? Yeah. So what happens is, at the core of psychological stress is society's concept. You got choice, mate. You can choose. You can choose to act different. You got choice. You got to choose right over wrong, right? That's at the core of it. Many people outgrow that. Yeah. Right. When they actually turn around, they go, no, we actually do have reasons for everything we do, etc. That actually does reflect quite a level of development. So, no, the difference between people is not whether they're religious or not. That is not the difference. Etc. In fact, they've got so many things. They're still both walking around believing their values on the line. Most of them have got their value measured by the wrong criteria. Or if you ask them what their value is measured by, most of them are going to not know, or they're going to assign it to the wrong thing. So no, religious Religion doesn't come into it.
Yeah, I've also, obviously learnt that from just looking at different religions, that they all have like little nuggets of wisdom, and then they also have erroneous problems as well. So
yeah, meaning by that they contradict themselves. So yes, any religion you can go into it and you find some beautiful, warm, fuzzy, correct stuff, right? But within it, right, you can find them contradicting. So what you do when you go to church and you go to mass, you take clicker.
Clicker again.
Yeah, click, 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 click. It goes very fast and everything. Click, click. Listen to one of the sermons. Click, 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 click.
Sure.
Oh, well, that's just how it is.
I find the biggest concept
if anyone
is the
wants
free will.
to challenge me on that, take me to one. I'll go click, 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 click.
Yeah, sure. I think,
and so will you once you learn some stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So now, so back to we covered the one. The intuition isn't there to direct you down a thing. Love is an emotion, and being an emotion is triggered by beliefs. Which beliefs? Right. Love is triggered when you believe a particular item is meant to be part of the system, and by that you mean it's beneficial too. The next question is, which system? Love is an emotion that's triggered by beliefs. The belief that a particular item, that item you love, that you believe it's meant to be part of the system. But which system? Man. Okay, which system? All right. Say that we're talking about the system of everyone that exists. If a person says, I love everyone, and means it, right? That person is, what's going on is that person believes that everyone who's alive at the moment is meant to be alive. In the system of everyone that's alive, I believe that everyone's alive is meant to be in that system. Why? They're beneficial. If they're talking about friends, I love my friends, really mean it. Oh, hang on. Not that one. Right, these ones. But if they believe that I love all my friends, what they're saying is in the system of my friends, everyone that's in there is meant to be in there and they're beneficial to that system. If they go, I love my kids, there are people out there that don't love their kids. If they mean I really love my kids, they're saying in a system of those are my children, my kids, I believe everyone that's in there is meant to be in it and they're beneficial to it. If they go, I love my partner, right? You better say that. I love my partner. They're saying that in the system of me and my partner, I believe the other one that's in there is one that's meant to be in there.
Sure.
Okay. For now. Right. That's why you can fall out of love with your partner, but still love it as a friend. Love it, love her, love him as your friend.
Sure.
Right? You can fall out of that. You can actually fall out of love that much with him. You don't want him being in existence anymore.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, so it's all if love was not.
Isn't love unconditional, Greg?
I was going to say that. Yeah. No. If love was unconditional, everyone would be loving himself and loving everyone else because it'd be unconditional.
I had that conversation with my mum, Greg, trying to explain that love was conditional. And she said, no, but you're my son. It's unconditional. I said, Mum, that is the condition.
No, that is not the condition. It is. I'll take it back, it is. But what does that mean? But no, but what does it mean? Why can someone seriously feel that their love towards their children is unconditional? They really mean it too. Why? How can that happen when it is conditional? How can that happen?
It's to do with, it's not hard to convince yourself that they are part of they have a purpose in your system. It's your little family.
That's it. Keep going. Try again. Give me help, guys. Give me help. Keep looking down here.
You help me out. I've lost my train of thought.
All right. Okay. See, what we do is when we're assessing something, our mind goes, all right, what is that thing for? Well, see the hammer. It's really good. Why? Because it works and does what it's meant to do. But this thing over here, I don't think it's much of a hammer anymore. It's out. Can't do what it's meant to do. Right. What we do is we look at children. We go, what are they meant to do? And you go, well, not much. What do you mean? Well, they're pretty young, still growing. Right? And as kids, man, they're going to be kids. That's what kids do.
Yeah.
Right? So you can have many parents going, well, they're kids. Okay, and kids act like kids.
Yeah.
And that's how it is. So what they're really saying is, I can't imagine anything that kid could actually do that could put them outside the realms of what I think kids do. Meaning, the things that are supposed to be in that system of kids. So what's happening is their conclusions about what kids are and what kids do, the things that give them the title of being a kid, right? They can't imagine that kid doing anything that puts them outside that realm.
Right.
So what they're saying is they're meant to be there. I can't imagine them doing anything to put them outside there, so I love them more. So what they do is they're really saying the unconditional opponent really means I can't imagine them doing anything that would fall outside my conclusions of what would have them beneficial and meant to be there.
Gotcha. Okay.
So what it means is they do have conditions upon it. They just can't imagine the kid falling outside those realms.
Ah, okay. That's a much better way of putting it.
Yeah.
I don't think I explained it well to
But that's what love is. Yeah. So many people out there going, no, love has nothing to do with the brain. It's got no reasoning behind it. That's rubbish. That is only being said by those who do not understand what's going on behind the scenes in their mind in reference to their beliefs when they say they love someone.
What about,
they're not aware of actually what's going on.
Yeah, right. What about loving yourself, Greg? I've heard people talk about, to love yourself, you need affirmations and you need to meditate.
No, really what you're doing is, right, you could use the same connotation upon it to loving or changing any belief.
Yeah.
Right? Now, so let's do this. The reason why people don't love themselves is because they believe that they are not valuable. They believe that they're not living up to that which they believe they've got to be able to live up to in order to be considered to be valuable. That's why they're not loving themselves. They have an incorrect understanding of what their role, what it is they're supposed to be able to live up to.
And it's not being a perfect superhuman, is it? That's not their role.
No, that's what basically most of the stuff, not all the stuff out there, but a lot of the stuff out there is not teaching us what human is. They're teaching us that we're supposed to be this thing that's actually a superhuman, right? But they don't say that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so, well, they literally do, because they say you've got to rise above your human side, you got to get away from human side.
Yeah, right.
Man, I can see the raises happening now.
Yeah.
Right? So out of it, yes, most people, what they're trying to live up to is superhuman. Do you know that all the lessons in wisdom define a development process? And as such, they define what human is.
No, I never thought of that before. That's beautiful.
All the lessons in wisdom define what human is. When you are helping someone psychologically, do you know that you actually fix depression? I fix depression all the time. Do you know how you fix depression? You teach them what human is.
Right.
Okay, now we went into depression a few weeks back.
Yeah, in our first video.
We explained all of that, right? But anyway, in that, when you're explaining what life is, explaining all the lessons, etc., that allow their mind to psychologically survive life and hence still have a sense of value, right? And all the things we spoke about, right? We were really just providing them with an education in what human is. Because they had been trying to live up to a superhuman that's supposed to be able to make life go a different way than what life was unfolding. Meaning they wanted life to go a particular way. And when it looked like it wasn't going that way, they reached the why bother. Why? They were psychologically devastated because they had their value connected to being able to make it go another way. And when it looked like it wasn't going to go that other way that they demanded it was going to go, and they put their values on the line, they go, well, why bother? Because, the whole purpose of my life is to prove that I can make it go the other way and show that I'm valuable and all that. Anyway, so now, what were we talking about?
Well, we're talking about loving yourself.
No, we got past that. Yeah, love yourself, but we talked about, you moved that into another category, which was, what was the other category? It was love yourself, but then it went into...
affirming.
Yes, affirmations.
Yeah, affirmations.
Right, now, see if I can work this out. When my class bring up the subject or clients bring up the subject of affirmations, do we have to do them? Okay, yes. Of course you have to. You can't do it without them. Right? They go, what? Affirmations are good. Oh, yeah, they're brilliant. Affirmations are amazing. In fact, you won't get better without affirmations. You need them.
I've never heard you say that before, so...
Have you? No. Well, probably because after it I probably said this, but they won't work. But you need them. You need them. You have to do them. If you don't do them, you've got no chance. And it's only going to work if you use affirmations. That's the only way to go, but no, not going to work. They go, huh?
Yeah, that's
But I'm being honest. I'm being 100% honest, right? You better use them. Because if you don't use them, you are not... What are affirmations used for? What are affirmations used for?
I guess people are trying to alter their beliefs, really, aren't they?
Yes, that's what they're used for. Right. So they're down there and they're trying to write their affirmations. I go, yep, they're a bloody good thing. In fact, you need them. But they're not going to work.
Yeah.
Why?
Well,
I am not contradicting myself there. You need them. Okay? They are magnificent. You must have them. Got to do them, but it ain't going to work.
do you mean those particular ones aren't going to work, or affirmations don't work at all?
Yeah, the ones they're doing ain't going to work.
Yeah, right. Because they have to be accurate understandings and truths, really, to have any effect, don't they?
See, he knows. Doesn't mean he always knew. He's learned. Okay.
Sure.
I keep looking down here. I'm there. It's like I'm talking to the others there. I should be talking up there. I don't do that. I should just keep looking above you. I should be looking at the light above you. There's a little light here.
Yeah, there is on mine. I rarely look at it either, so don't feel bad.
We've got a light above us. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Okay, now, affirmations, right? What's going on is they don't know what affirmations are. Now, the first thing we're going to do is, what are you using for? We're using them to help change our beliefs. And their problem is they don't know what beliefs actually are. So, I'm very lucky. I've got it written in front of me. You haven't.
Yeah.
What are beliefs?
Understandings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Well,
they're constructed of?
Various beliefs. Constructed of various bits of data, information.
That's it. That construct the affirmation. Right. So we'll do that properly. I'll read it out.
Yeah.
Okay. What is a belief? A belief is an understanding a person holds. This understanding, another word for it is what's your opinion, what's your conclusions, what do you reckon, mate? It means the same thing, but an understanding is the best title to give it. Right. This understanding consists of the data that has enabled the construction of the particular understanding. And it is the logical construction of the data that qualifies the understanding to be labeled as accurate by the person possessing the understanding. Of course, this does not necessarily mean the understanding is accurate, but the person will believe it is. Right. Understandings are constructed of the data that formed that understanding. And beliefs are understandings. So if we want to change our beliefs, what we're really doing is we're going from a particular understanding to a different understanding. And the difference between those understandings is the data that constructs them. So, if an affirmation's role is to change your beliefs, because they're going, I need to believe this, I need to believe this. So I don't, but I need to. I've got reasons why I need to. I believe I need to, but I don't understand it. I don't believe it. Right. So within it, we're going to make an affirmation. So they're going to do this. I need to understand that I'm pretty. So what I'm going to write is, I'm pretty. I am pretty. I'm pretty. I'm pretty. I'm pretty. I'm pretty. How many different ways can we do that? I'm pretty. And that's what's going to convince me I'm pretty, is it?
If I just repeat it enough, I might somehow believe it. That's like me trying to believe, if I keep saying Santa Claus is real, Santa Claus is real, Santa Claus is real, I'm going to believe. I need reasons why Santa Claus is real.
That's exactly right. So in other words, when you understand beliefs, what beliefs are, what they're constructed of, okay, then you can understand what affirmations must consist of. So what must an affirmation consist of? Because what's going on is people aren't of course there are people out there doing it, right? Many people are not constructing affirmations correctly for them to work. So what must an affirmation be constructed of in order to make you believe a particular thing?
Well, it's got to be accurate information.
Yeah, but put it in a sentence.
So it'd have to contain... It must be... God, put it in a sentence. Say it how you would say it, Greg, because I don't think I'll get it.
Okay. The affirmation must consist of the reasons why the particular thing you wish to believe is true is true. The affirmation must consist of the reasons why the particular thing you wish to believe is true is true. right?
Yep, that makes complete sense.
So in other words, yeah, you have to actually believe it is true in order to believe it is true.
Gotcha.
And to believe it is true, you've got to have reasons why it's true. Right. So when you believe it's true, you don't need affirmations, do you?
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So in other
No
words,
pun
what's going on
intended.
is they don't yet believe it's true.
Gotcha.
Okay, so in reference to lessons in wisdom, and they get told a particular lesson in wisdom, and they go, I don't believe that one yet. So, yeah, all right, let's do an affirmation. Like for example, I don't believe I'm useful. So I need to hold the belief I'm useful. So I'm going to do an affirmation that says, I'm useful, oh, I'm useful, I'm useful, oh, I'm useful. Not going to work.
Yeah.
Right. So the affirmation must consist of the reasons why it is true that you are useful. And then you're going to have an affirmation that convinces you that's true too.
Give us an example of what an accurate affirmation might be then for that situation. Someone's concerned about whether they're useful. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, what I do is I go the other way. Right. I start and prove that we don't have free will. And then from the concept of that, well, actually what I do is I actually go through, start at A and go through to Z. First off, I go through and show them point number one, which is the other week, that stress is not the event you're having. It's got to do with how you're looking at it, what your opinions are, right? Then from that we go, okay, meaning we've got to have, we look at what you're thinking, we look at what your conclusions are, all of that. So then we go, okay, well, in reference to understanding stress, there's a lot of it out there. What are people thinking? What conclusions are they holding? And from that we show the if you're good, you'll get. And from there we go through and show, well, the if you're good, you'll get actually sets up the subconscious to believe that you've got to get out there, you've got to achieve something that has you seen to be worthy, valuable, of receiving. That's what the if you're good, you'll get. So that means while we're going along and everything that we see and hear from society, that is developing our understanding of what it is we believe a successful life is measured by. So I'll do that again. Whilst we're alive, right, and going about trying to work on life, we are subjected to data by our environment. We become convinced by society to what a successful life is. Okay, and because we might get some different data than other people, we can all end up with a different view, a different opinion on what a successful life is. But as per we gain that, the if you're good, you'll get, has us going, right, I have to get out there and I have to achieve that thing that I believe a successful life is in order to be able to prove I'm valuable and worthy of receiving. So what you're doing is you're taking them from a little bit of information, adding to it, adding to it, adding to it, adding understandings to it. And from there you go, right, well, out of that whole equation, what's really stressful about that? Well, the real stressful part is we're concerned that if we don't achieve that life that we believe shows us to be valuable, our psyche's been convinced we're going to miss out on our requirements for our development. So what's really concerning us is we're going to miss out on our requirements for our development, which will mean we'll die. So then we go, okay, well, how do we fix that? Well, we've got to have a look and see what development really is. So we start looking at the different models for measuring personal development and see the achievement model, the wisdom model. We show them those, and then we start showing them reasons why the first one causes the stress, and the second one, the wisdom one, actually fixes stress. So they literally from that, they're growing and they're understanding what wisdom is. They can see what the purpose of life is. We're out there trying to achieve things. We're growing. They see what's really taking place. So then, when we're working our way through that and they get to see what a person's value is and we explain it, they can then see the understandings behind it. So you literally get to see that the affirmations, the reasons why they're so valuable, right, is all that process we did. They literally see that, oh, what's going on is they can see that life is a development process. They see that the way we grow is by our life experiences. They get to see that what that means is while we're going about trying to achieve what we wish to achieve, we're having a journey, right? But we're all the events along the way and everything we're seeing and the different ways people act, all of that's stated to our mind and helping us to grow. So what that means is those people are playing a role in our development. They're valuable, but we're playing the same role in theirs. So what you've done is, right, is you don't start at the end and go, okay, I want you to believe this, and then try and do an affirmation to it. What you do is you start at the other end with them. and you start at the smaller end, and you show them, right, aspects there, and you show that, well, that means this, and then that means this, and that plays a role in this, and that's why this is important. So what you're doing is you're showing that you go to the start of it, and you show them the reasoning behind the next thing, the reasoning behind the next thing. You're showing the building blocks. So what it means is when you get up to that big one there, they can understand why it's accurate, because they understand the process behind it. Right? So what you're doing then is you don't have to give them affirmation. The education you're providing them with is all the reasoning on why this thing here you're saying is accurate. So what it means is, by the time I get up to explaining self-esteem and what a person's value is correctly measured by, when I show it, they go, yeah, that'd be right.
Yes, okay.
Why? Because they already understand all the other stuff behind it.
You filled in all those gaps.
They understand why it's true.
Yes, yes. Makes total sense.
So that's, yeah, so but that's why any class you go to, they do it that way. It doesn't matter what subject. They don't put a grade 1 in a grade 5 subject.
Sure.
Because in a class, they're teaching you, they're trying to show you to do things, but they're not going to show you that without first teaching you the things you've got to know in order to understand what they're saying.
Absolutely.
But you know what the concept of free will would do? That person would be explaining something to the class, and little Johnny puts his hand up and goes, Miss, I don't quite understand what you're saying. Well, the teacher would turn around and say, well, Johnny, just choose to understand it.
That's beautiful. That's a really good example.
Eh?
Yeah.
Now, so with it, affirmations, yes, they're absolutely magnificent, but the affirmations themselves are lessons in wisdom.
Gotcha.
Right? They themselves are lessons in wisdom. They are understandings. Right? So, yeah, affirmations, magnificent, got to do them, absolutely. It ain't going to work if you don't know what an affirmation is going to be constructed of. And you won't know what affirmation is going to be constructed of if you don't understand beliefs. But to understand beliefs, you've got to understand that those beliefs are built of data. Right? And the funny thing is, most of the people that are going, no, go within. You've got to reconnect. Don't be logical.
Yes. It'd be very hard to see
They're the ones that get stuck on affirmations because they don't understand that affirmations are constructed of the logic. The data, right, that forms the particular understanding. No, they don't like the word logic. Oh, no, logic. No, logic's not there. You got to go inner knowing. You know what's really funny? Ever heard that when they turn around they say it's beliefs versus inner knowings?
Yes.
And they go inner knowings, I've got to remember the way to put this, inner knowings, right, are accurate and beliefs are inaccurate because they're subjective.
Yes.
Right? So what they do is they go, beliefs are incorrect because they're subjective, and inner knowings are accurate. I go...
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah. And how can I put it? And I go, all right then, share with me one of your inner knowings. You know, quite often they can't even remember one. But I'll go, share with me one of your inner knowings. So I'll do it again. What they're saying is beliefs are inaccurate because they're subjective. And inner knowings, they're the accurate ones. I go, all right. Well, share with me one of your inner knowings. And if they can, they share with me one of the inner knowings. And if it's correct, I go... for me to think it's correct, I must have a reason why I think it's correct, right? So what I do is I go, wow, are you aware that I have reasons for believing that inner knowing is accurate?
That must confuse people.
I have reasons for believing, right? Or I have reasons that have me believing that inner knowing is accurate. Then have a look at them. They're stunned.
Yeah.
Because something happened. Meaning, if it's an inner knowing, how can I have reasons for believing it's accurate?
Yeah.
Under their kind of phrase.
For sure.
Because inner knowings are not based on reasonings.
You just showed they were.
Right? Yeah. All that's happening is their current understanding of things isn't big enough. Oh, they'll go, no, you don't understand metaphysics. You don't understand spirituality. I'm sorry, but I spend my days fixing people, right, who are trying to live, I mean, actually trying to live up to those so-called philosophies. The others aren't.
Yeah.
They're not actually trying to live up to it. Just like, Eckhart Tolle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should have called him Eckhart Tolle. Eckhart Tolle, right? Right? Says you got to stop negative thoughts getting in. Got to slow it down, get no thinking, no nothing. You got to stop negative thoughts. That's what it's all about. You know he doesn't.
Yeah.
Do you know that no one stops negative thoughts coming in?
Yeah, absolutely.
No one does. What do they do instead? What do they all do instead?
What do you
They
mean?
don't stop negative thoughts coming in. What do
Oh,
they do
right,
instead?
right. They apply this new understanding that they have to the situation or the
That's exactly what goes on.
Yeah.
The negative thoughts pop in. For example, you know what? I know my battery's down. It's pretty flat, you know, and it may not start. Oh, no, I keep that out. I don't allow that to come in. The negative concept that it may not start. It popped in, pal, too late.
Yeah, that's
right?
it.
And you got reasons why you might think it might not start.
Yeah.
Okay? And you got reasons why you may think that things may not go the way you want. Why? Because you're not the only person on the freaking planet. Right? Don't control the weather. All right.
Yeah.
So, this concept of you got to make sure negative thoughts don't pop in. They get up there and they make it sound like they don't have any negative thoughts.
Yeah.
When in actual fact, they do. They pop in and they apply things to it.
Absolutely.
But they don't tell the audience that.
Yes.
Some do. Some tell them.
Well, I don't
But
think
me
they
don't.
understand that's happening. That's the problem.
They have no idea of what's going on. They don't realize they did pop in and they applied something to it.
Yeah.
I listened to Eckhart Tolle. I was listening through a few of the things on there you said today about it, and I could have gone click, 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 consistently, right? Consistently. I mean, even one of the what was the one down here? Like I even think I mentioned a few. Oh yeah, that one about power just comes through you, no thoughts whatsoever, and you do that thing you're going to do.
Yeah, yeah, I've heard.
There's a whole massive range of thinking going on in your brain, controlling your arms, controlling the things, etc., and they're not even doing it. Not even there. Now, you want to see something quite amazing?
Yeah.
Try this sometime. Go to a very busy shopping mall or something with a whole stream of people walking at you, and you've got to work your way through them. Right? And watch your thinking. Watch what you're thinking. Because every time you weave to go around someone, you were thinking, oh, look at he's got big tats. Oh, no, he's a big, I better not, oh, watch it. Oh, he's going this way. No, I go, whew. Oh, she's a really frail old lady. I better watch it. Okay, look, you got all this thinking going on. It's really loud, but your mind's not trying to remember it.
Yeah.
And you can walk all the way through there and think, I didn't think anything then. Wasn't thinking at all.
You just brought up a rather really good point. I know we're going on here, but that's another thing that Eckhart tries to promote is you need to reduce the mental chatter, the narrator in your mind that verbally...
Yeah, you know what a lot of people do? You know what a lot of people do to do that? Oh, some people go to meditate, which is wonderful.
Yeah.
You know, sitting down, meditating, you got a whole lot of jargon going on in your mind. You got all this stuff going on, all your worries going on. There's nothing wrong with sitting down.
Sure. Right?
And having a little bit of a break and get your mind off it for a while.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really good. There's also nothing wrong with sitting down and going, okay, in group, whatever, and go, okay. I want you all to have a think about anything that's worrying you, right? And if you can think about something that's worrying you, fine. See if you can have a good think about why it's worrying you. What's behind it, right? And if you get to that, have a real good think about what you think's behind that. Right. Go as far as you can. Okay. And then if you get as far as you can, right, what I want you to do is we're going to ask the rest of us here, bring it up, and we'll speak about it, that topic, and we'll see if... we'll do it this way, right? Go as far as you can, right? And then have a think that is there anything you already know that might be a good thing to apply to that? Right? And what we're going to do is at the end of the meditation class, everyone's going to voice what it was they're worrying about, and then what was behind that, and what was behind that, and then they had to think about, okay, what was a good answer to that, and they're going to share it. And we're going to see if anyone else here, right, might know a good answer to it that they don't know, that they didn't know, and we're going to share it. So I want you to sit down and have a good think. So that's a great meditation class, having a good think about what you're worrying about and go deeper down and why you're worrying about it and get as far as you can, and then what the answers might be. In other words, what you're doing is you're looking at your current level your current level of development, right?
Sure.
And the others are going to see if there's anything they can share.
Definitely.
So there's two things to use it for. Yeah. So one can be sit down, right, and see if you can just give your mind a little bit of an ease from your worries for a little while, which is fantastic. But don't forget, when you get back up and then it's all there. It's going to hit your head.
That's
right.
Hit
you again. That's right. You have those beliefs and you're going to be using those beliefs. So I think what you need to do, if you want to get the stress fixed, go and get some help with those beliefs.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Go and get some more education, right? Now, the other thing, though, is that you can use for this. You can sit down, you can get the brain to a point, it's not working, it's not thinking. But when you get to that point, I want you to know you're at that point. So I want you to keep an eye on it. So you know you're at that point and not thinking. I want you to be assessing it. So you can actually say, yeah, I was at that point when I wasn't thinking. There's a problem with that. The assessment component is called thinking.
Yeah.
Right? So watch out for that one because they're saying you can do it and you're not thinking. All right. And when you get to that point, you're going to be where you know everything. No, because what's really happening is you're really only down to the point because when you're thinking, oh, I'm at that point when I'm not thinking, you are actually at a point where the brain's still thinking. Okay? And yes, you can be there, and what you can be doing is your brain can be putting together data that it's already got. Right? Not always had, but is gained from while it's walking around and seeing, gaining data, right? You can be at that point where it's putting a few things together. It's actually concentrating on something, but you don't know it. Right? And what it's doing is putting things together, putting that together, and it's coming up with things. Nice creative mind, right? But it's not accessing what it always knew.
Yeah.
It's literally putting together things that it's accessed, right? And building. That's called creativity, right? And you can use it for that. Awesome. But many people incorrectly think, no, that was not the brain really working, and I was actually tapping into this inner self that knows everything, and all that.
Yeah.
They're not aware that philosophy contradicts the lessons that they need to learn.
For sure.
Right? Won't even allow you to understand what your true value is measured by. That crap. Okay. Now, so, yeah, that type of meditation. There was something else that popped in. Let's just see if I can think about it for a moment. No, flip that again.
That's okay.
How the brain works.
That's right.
So what were we doing there just prior to that? We were doing.
I think we've covered everything pretty much now. We've gone through intuition. The only other thing we hadn't really spoken about, I thought, was just like he uses the word presence and awareness a lot.
I didn't. No, you're breaking up there for a moment, mate. Try again.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
He talks a lot about presence and awareness as well, like being very present and observant about what's going on. There's nothing wrong with that,
yeah, but you're not allowed to use your mind to do that. You've got to not be thinking.
Yeah, that's the
difference. And there's nothing going on because it's still, they say, he says.
But you can certainly be more concentrated on a particular thing at a time. That's fine, right?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm talking about how he contradicted himself.
Yeah.
He contradicted himself by saying, don't use any thinking process. Okay, and he also said nothing's going on because everything's just still.
Yeah.
And he also said, and you're the stillness. You're it. And all this sort of stuff, which is crap because you're watching something there with activity. There's contradiction after contradiction. And those are there thinking, oh, no, he's not. He's contradicting himself.
Yeah.
Now, right. So, yeah, without a doubt, right, it's awesome, right, having to think about what's going on. But hang on, your mind's flipped onto something else. Is that bad? Is that not good? Are you got to make sure the mind doesn't go where it wants to go? And you've got to keep it on exactly what you want it to do always? Or is it okay that the mind flips onto things?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's kind of like the decision-making process when people think all of that chatter is like a governed thing in their brain. It's the reactive process of your brain going coming to an equation, isn't it?
I'm glad you actually said that because there's a component in there that got me to that thing I was trying to think of. Right. Yeah. One component where people believe that they do have choice.
Yeah.
What they do is they're throwing things around their mind. I'm going to phone my mum up. That's what I should do. No, but if I phone my mum up this time, she's just about to go to bed. And if I phone her up now, she's going to be upset. But if I don't phone her up and show her this new news, she'll be so mad because she'll think you should have phoned. Now, that has many people think that they have choice.
Yeah, that's my...
Yeah, but in actual fact, what they're doing is you're seeing the reasoning involved in why they picked the last thing.
Yeah, it's almost like watching. It's almost like watching a circuit board going coming to this sort of.
Exactly. Yeah. So all that stuff where they're going through, that's not the power of choice. That is all the reasoning involved in why they pick the one they do.
Absolutely.
It's governed by that.
Yeah.
Right. Now. So the other thing. I've just got this one over here I've got to cover. But why did you give that point again? What was that coming
I was
from?
just relating that to the mental chatter that they try to quiet.
Oh, yeah. Now,
it's really probably
right.
the brain doing its thing, and it's not something we need to be scared of.
Right. That's right. Now, definitely not. Now, I want to show you this one. In reference to addictions, we covered addictions a little bit, I think, the other day. Yeah. I want to show you this specifically for marijuana. Okay.
I was thinking maybe we could leave them hanging for next week. What do you reckon? Because I thought we were going to talk about next week, surviving socially. And
all right, okay, because you know where I'm going with that. So we'll do it. Okay.
I just thought that,
all right, we'll
any
leave
sort
that.
of addiction or drug use would really fit in there.
Yeah, it does. Well, especially marijuana for
sure.
That one, right?
I'd love to get into that
now,
stuff. Can you hear me?
Just breaking up a bit, didn't hear.
I was just saying I'd love to cover that, definitely.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. Yeah, so with today's one, what I want to do is this, okay? Life is not about living in the now. Yes, without a doubt, focusing now on what you're doing. I'm using a very sharp knife, to cut things, focus here, all of that. That's very, yes, it's a good thing to focus on here. But this concept of live in the now, that is the biggest rubbish. Oh, it is true that you can have worries about the past, and you can use the one, listen, you don't need to worry about the past, right? And you don't need to be too worried about the future and all that, that's fine. But if people have worries about the past, if they have issues, the idea of don't think about the past and that's going to fix it, just think about now, is crap. If you've got issues about the past, you get them fixed. You've got issues about the future, you get them fixed. You've got issues about now, get them fixed. That's what you do. The idea that, no, life is about, not thinking and just living in now where you just find stillness. And I think that is the secret to everything. That overlooks the reality of what is happening now.
Yep.
It overlooks the concept of development and what it's about. It overlooks the role that every person on this planet is performing and why everyone's so valuable. It is ridiculous. It reinforces everything that is at the seat of our psychological stress. Okay? So, yeah, living in now is rubbish if you take it literally.
Yeah, that's right. That's the difference, isn't it?
Right? Because you're not going to be able to do it because you have a brain. And yeah, that question, how long is now, is really interesting. All right? But next time, what we're going to do next time, right, is we'll get into, like I said, social stuff. We'll get into addictions and along those type of lines. We'll take it further and further. I do want to say this, right? On YouTube, we're going to show you heaps. Right, but still, as you can see, we're rushing to say certain things. We're not able to go too much into too many things, right? And I will also always state this, right? It's very easy to listen to this stuff and see a certain amount how it applies to you, but it doesn't mean that I'm always providing you in this series, right, with exactly the lessons that are the ones that you need for your situation, right? And it also doesn't mean that I'm also showing you how it applies to your story always.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Right? So why I'm saying that is, hey, we do this as a job. Meaning, if people need help, if they've got depression, if they've got mental health conditions, if they've got physical health conditions, if they've got cancer, if they've got those things, right, you're going to pick up a certain amount from this. But it is very important that we get that chance to show you how it applies to you and any of the extra little lessons that need to be applied in your situation for your mind to understand it and take it on fully as a belief.
That's
right.
very,
So there
very
are
important,
services available. There's the books. No, I haven't got it. We've got the 3 books. If you wish to know how you can access this and the books that apply to it, right? That's the
other one I've got.
That one's called that's one called Effective Counseling. What are the truths? What works? That one there, it's a good book. Covers heaps.
I think that was the
there's
first
the depression
one,
one, the true cause and cure of depression, which goes into mental illness, and there's a big one, the psychology of health, which covers a massive amount of health conditions. But like I said, if you wish to know more about this stuff and want to access the material we've got and consultations and things, the website for that is gregneville.net. www.gregneville.net. That will get you there, which is good. Great to be able to plug this way. I like it. I'm very, very grateful. Thank you.
Oh, not at all. Look, I'm just trying to share what you've learned with other people. So
yeah. I will say, in a consultation and things when I'm consulting, I'm actually a nice guy. You see me, I'm a nice guy. Here, not having a go at people, I'm having a go at the philosophies that are causing all the stress out there.
Yeah.
That's what I'm having a go at.
Yeah.
Not people.
I'm trying to bring that out of you a little bit, Greg, when we're talking, is because I know the other side to you it's very caring, and I know that you love to help people, and I've seen you talk to other people with issues in person, and I know you're very good at what you do. So I'm trying to bring that out, and I hope that others can see that too.
I smiled a couple of times. No, very important to understand this, that what I'm having a go at is I'm having a go at philosophies. I'm having a go at the philosophies that are behind suicide, behind addictions, behind wars, right? Behind all that, I'm showing you the philosophy behind it, and I'm stating why and how they're behind it. I never say something without giving a reason why it's true. I never say something's not correct without explaining why. Oh, you can always have a go at my reasoning. You can always have a go and explain why what I'm saying is not true, and I'll be right back at you. Okay, so I'm having a go at philosophies. I'm not having a go at a person.
True, absolutely.
Very important that.
Yeah.
And I promise I'll smile at you.
Just thought of one other thing, Greg, too, before we finish up, is it's very interesting how some gurus get health conditions.
Oh, we can all get health conditions. We can all get health conditions because we've all got things to learn, so that's totally okay. Right? So understand that. That's totally fine.
And they've still got things to learn too.
Yeah, all have. Okay? Yeah. So that's not a problem at all, right? We're all still learning things, etc., etc. So that's totally fine.
Yeah.
You don't go to a practitioner because they don't have health conditions.
Yeah.
If the practitioner turns around and says, "Hey, I've got things to learn too," etc., etc., that's cool, because the practitioner is trying to show you what human is. And you will never go to a practitioner that's not human. It's impossible.
Good point. Very good point.
Yeah, but many practitioners are out there going, oh, they're not allowed to get stressed, they're not allowed to this, and all that. And I go, no, of course you can get stressed, but what you do is share with them what you do when you are stressed.
Absolutely.
What you apply. Okay, not the cream, the wisdom.
Beautiful. All right, thanks so much,
anyway,
Greg.
My pleasure, and we'll see you next week. And thanks, Jay. This is awesome doing this. I love it.
It was easy to talk for 2 hours, but I'll split it up into 2 videos for everyone again, and I'll just...